Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here, welcome back to the channel for another update on Gala Games. So, oh boy, Gala Games is getting decimated today, down about 12% after the SEC came out and confirmed they will be suing Binance and CZ. Bitcoin is also down 5%, the markets are crashing. But how does this specifically affect Gala Games? Well, let's dive into the analysis. First of all, I want to focus on one chart that I've been beating to a dead horse on the macro time frame, and that is the fact that on the weekly, we are falling into an area right now where there is literally no previous volume traded. Gala Games was listed on a bunch of exchanges back in a bull market, and as soon as it was listed, it just tore through the prices that we are sitting at right now. So you can see on this chart, areas with lots of previous volume traded are highlighted in white, and areas with basically no liquidity and no volume are highlighted in red. And we've talked about before, when you come into these areas where the markets are red in these boxes, you've got no volume traded, and you very quickly go from a phase where you're chopping sideways, chopping sideways, chopping sideways, to knee-jerk reactions down, knee-jerk reactions up, depending on the direction of the market. So, you know, while this move to the downside was definitely accentuated by the fact that the SEC is coming out and suing Binance, this is what we've been predicting from a technical perspective, and you can see that we are getting that continuation back down right now. Now, a couple of other factors that I want to talk about in the higher time frames before we do discuss what is happening in the lower time frames is, you know, the fact that we've just broken down from a M pattern. If we come over to the weekly time frame, you can see that we've got a monthly close beneath this support structure, and now things are looking like they are about to start moving to the downside. So we're going to be changing the color of this from green to red as we are now losing this level of support. And you can see this beautiful M pattern right here has a price target down at new bear market lows at 1.5 cent for Gala Games. This is personally what we've been predicting. We've highlighted many times on the channel how altcoins are all putting in this similar structure where they had a bull run, they topped out, they came down and found a level of support, and once they broke through that level of support, every single time you break through the support floors, which were the current bear market lows, you rocket down into new lows. You form a new support floor. Once you flip it as resistance, you rocket down into new lows, and every single time for Gala, you can see we made an M pattern, we rocketed down. Over here on Gala, we made an M pattern. It's a lot clearer over on the daily time frame. Right here, a beautiful M pattern. We rocketed down. And what are we currently doing for Gala Games? We are confirming and breaking down from this massive M pattern. Things are absolutely not looking good, even if we pull up something like a left orientated VPVR and look at, you know, the immediate zone that we're trading in. You know, I'm trying to find a bullish sign here. I'll even come from the right to the left and indicate any small regions where we've got liquidity. We're sitting on this small region of liquidity right now, but what is also kind of worrying about this is, you know, this small region of liquidity is very tiny, and compared to what we're sitting on in terms of the 786 Fibonacci, it doesn't mean too much. We've broken through the 618, we've broken through all the important fibs. We're now heading down to the, well, I say we're heading down, I'm kind of still deeping the fact that we've just broken down 12%. We are sitting on the 786 Fibonacci right now. Now, this is really like a weekly trend in my opinion. Now, daily candle body closes beneath the 786 Fibonacci are extremely bearish. But what you'd want to look for if you are looking for that weekly confirmation that we're getting ready to break down into new bear market lows is a weekly candle body close beneath 2.5 cent. If you get a weekly candle body close beneath 2.5 cent, it is absolutely over for Gala Games, and we will be rocketing down to new bear market lows just like we've been predicting on the channel. Now, in terms of where I think we're coming down to, what I've been warning for months and months and months now since much higher price targets is that I think Gala Games is coming down to 1 cent in this bear market. I think that's the new bear market low price target for Gala Games. There's multiple reasons why 1 cent is a psychological level. A lot of people are going to be looking to buy at 1 cent. That could provide a temporary level of support and a bounce. There are tons of listing prices where popular exchanges have listed Gala Games down at 1 cent. That's another reason why there's going to be a lot of interest down at 1 cent. 1 cent from this swing low to this swing high is actually a 1.618 Fibonacci. You can't see how it is drawn on the weekly time frame. You can see, however, how it is drawn on the daily time frame. So, you know, in the macro, my thoughts are unchanged. We've been warning for this for quite some time now. We're finally getting that knee-jerk reaction back down to the downside. Once again, yes, this is being accentuated by the fact that the SEC is coming after Binance, but this was baked into the technicals as of months ago. Now, in terms of the day-to-day moves, what to focus focus on in the immediate short term, there is a beautiful asymmetrical triangle right now with a price target beneath the 786 Fibonacci at 2.3 cent for Gala Games, and this is also a massive bearish pennant. If we extrapolate the breakdown from this, we could be looking at basically coming down to the exact bear market lows at 1.54 cent. And in regards to the chart that we're on right now, you can see we've amalgamated the previous charts where we're looking at this previous support of the M pattern structure. We've identified this asymmetrical triangle slash bear flag, bearish pennant rather, breakdown, and also the fact that we're sitting on the last level of support at the 786 Fibonacci. There's a lot of reason why we could get continuation back down to the downside as of right now. I also want to highlight we've been trading, for 95% of the time within this particular range. And when we've come to the bottom of this range, the bottom of this range was the listing price over on Binance, we had what's known as a range low SFP, a swing failure pattern where you have a failed move beneath the bottom of the range equals a fast move in the opposite direction. Now, to the upside as well, you can see many SFP patterns. In fact, I can see 5 total SFPs, maybe even 6 if you're looking at these micro ones, and then 7 as this is the macro one. There's been a lot of SFP patterns at the top. Gala Games has religiously tried to break over this level and has failed every single time, and now the market structure, the market sentiment is leading back down to the downside. So at least in terms of this SFP, you could keep your eyes on the bottom of this range around about 2 cent. Really in the immediate short term, this is where I think we're coming down to. Now, in terms of the oscillators, direction definitely points down. The stochastic RSI right now is relatively, I would say relatively 50-50, but I've backtraced this. You can see at the approximate level that we're sitting at right now for the stochastic RSI, often when cryptocurrencies come down to this 0 region, which by the way, we're not at right now, this is normally when you see a pivot for most altcoins. But for Gala Games, I've noticed, when you come down to this level, or whether we copy and paste this over to what happened when we were in this previous level over here, or you can see we were at this exact level back here, and we were also at this exact level back right around here. Now, in one instance, we had a bounce from this level. In every other instance, we had further to go to the downside and actually came down to 0 before finding a bounce. Now, right now, the stochastic RSI is at 10. You can see in previous examples that, yes, this was one bounce. Every other time, huge meltdown, and this one over here was a huge meltdown into new lows. So basically what I'm seeing over here is the stochastic RSI is, relatively neutral-ish, but definitely leaning more bearish. The weekly MACD is absolutely getting pivoted to the downside right now as we've had a second opening on a bearish MACD cross. It looks like we're getting that continuation. It looks like we're just starting a new weekly trend to the downside. Over on most of the charts, Gala Games has not witnessed a weekly MACD cross to the downside before, so this is going to be interesting to see how this starts to play out. And in terms of the MFI, the MFI is defying all gravity right now. We're still sitting round about 40, which is indicative that far more money can flow out of Gala Games, and lots of selling pressure combined with the ungodly inflation in Gala Games, combined with FUD going around with the SEC, combined with the fact that Bitcoin is just getting absolutely rejected from this key level of resistance. There's a lot of signs, in my opinion, that point to the fact that Gala Games should be moving back down to the downside and coming to 1 cent, the price target we've been talking about on the channel for absolutely months now. We've been tracking this Elliott wave theory, the WXY in E3 structure, and according to this, we are in wave Y. Now, wave Y consists of a simple zigzag. This is a macro A, B, C that we are expecting for Gala Games. Now, this can take absolutely ages to play out. Wave Y has been playing out since August of 2022, and you can see we had that beautiful wave A, we had that beautiful wave B bounce as we were making a lower high, and now we're coming down to wave C. I think this could be a lot quicker than anticipated though, because like I said, we are really moving into an area where there's absolutely no liquidity right now. So this is what I'm expecting for Gala Games. I think we're going to move all the way down to 1 cent. I think 1 cent is coming a lot sooner than a lot of people are anticipating. So for today, my friends, that's all I've got. Remember, in the immediate short term, I've more or less got my eyes on how we respond to this 786 Fibonacci level at 2.5 cent. If we lose it, this is literally the last line in the sand. You can look at a few small areas of support, like volume profiles down to about 2.3 cent. The price target of this asymmetrical triangle, which was, round about, 2.3 cent as well. You can look at these range lows, SFPs at 2 cent. You can look at this bear flag price target down here at 1.5 cent. But in my opinion, 1 cent is a absolute magnet. So for today, my friends, that's all I've got. If you enjoy the Gala Games analysis, let me know in the comment section down below by leaving a like and a comment. Share the videos with your friends. If you want to further support the channel, feel free to click the join button and become a member today. Follow me over on Twitter at 618_cowboy. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out. Peace.